Hello, welcome back to Blender Spatial Live. In this episode, I want to show you some kind of workflow that I've been experimenting with the Apple Vision Pro spatial drawing. So this is one of the example, and I'm using this AI that could kind of apply a style based on prompt only, like text prompt. So you have like the original 3D. This is something that you can do inside Blender using grease pencil, and this one is kind of like a style that it adds on top of it. I just want to see how the result's gonna be. So I'll just let it run. In the meantime, I'll show you the app I'm using. It's basically this one, AirDraw. You can also use spatial drawing, but AirDraw allowing you to draw in 3D, and you can export out the 3D mesh, and you can get 3D objects that looks like that. So you can, this type of thing, you need some kind of VR tools in order to do this very, very quickly. In Blender, you can sort of do this, but it's just very different. I wish Grease Pencil and Apple Pencil actually do this in 3D. So yeah, this is one of the results, showing it on the space. The process is like this. Okay, the app is called AirDraw. Paint with your fingers in your own spatial space. So you go to immersive drawing mode and start drawing. It comes with two particular brushes. The first one is like a kind of like a, it mesh everything into a single mesh. The other one is more like a cylindrical brush, and that's the one that I'll be using, because that one can be imported into Blender and then turned back into curve. I'll show you in a bit. So this is the whole process. The result is going to be this USDZ file, of course. I have a few examples. The monkey. So let's say I want to process this further inside Blender, right? So I just change this USDZ into zip. USDZ is the AR format that you can use on iPhone and iPad and Apple Vision Pro. The USDA, if you convert USDZ to zip and unzip it, you're gonna get this USDA file that you can open inside Blender. Blender 4.2.1 file, import USD universal scene description. Go to the desktop, download, open this one, import USD. So you get this. So this is of course very high detailed cylinder, okay, with its own topology. I want to transfer this into curve. What do? I'm using this Blender for feather add-on. I talked about this in the previous episode. Okay, this one already creating something fairly interesting. Let's try this watercolor wabi sabi. I could try like cubism. Anyway, yeah, the add-on from Studio Aileron, Blender for feather. So this one, of course, using like some kind of doodle art. This is the one I'm interested in. Extract curve from mesh. So our mesh is like a cylinder. Extract it. Suddenly you have this spiral going through the cylinder, right? So it's no longer, it's a curve already, which is really cool. What really cool, however, in Blender, you can just smooth this like many times, 50 times or something. It becomes curve, right? Very cool. Very cool. This is what I want. Apply. Oh, actually, right click, convert to mesh. That will apply this. I can convert this back into a curve, and then once it's back into a curve, you can of course do geometry nodes. Okay, that's basically what I want to show you. It's resample curve. Save this. So spatial doodle. So it's one of my new passion. I know I always like doing doodle. Simple lines like can create a manga, comics, art, graphic novels, single lines, you know, or not single lines, multiple strokes, just simple lines without shading can create a manga. So I found that quite incredible. Curve to points. Yeah, you can do sort of thing, this sort of things. Resample curve and then curve to mesh of obvious. You can use star, for example. And then you just simply extrude a long path. Set curve radius. You know the drill. You can also fill the end caps. And then you can also remesh this, of course. But you can also curve to points, turn this into points. Set point radius. This is based on the length, perhaps. And you can instance on points. You know the drill. This is fairly basic. We got the rotation. Radius along path. Okay, so that's pretty much the demonstration I want to show you. File, save as. So you can work in spatial 3D like VR, like using Apple Vision Pro or Meta Quest or something. I think they're very similar. You need to find a similar app that's output and can export object like this. If you can work directly using grease pencil, that's also pretty cool. You can always convert the curve into grease pencil, right? So save this one, create new. Let's import the other one, the monkey. Okay, the monkey god. File size could be big. 100 megabyte is quite normal. File, import USD, downloads this. So remember, this could be made of multiple strokes, each strokes with different materials. Select all of these, feather, extract. Right, it's super fast. That's what I like about it. Smooth. Repeat 50 times. Repeat, smooth. Command L, link, copy modifier. Yeah. You get the curve. Right click, convert to mesh. Right click, convert to curve. You got the curve. With the curve, of course, you don't need geometry nodes. You can just hold options and you can do extrude or play around with the depth, right? That's fine and dandy. You can also remesh. Fill the cap. You can remesh, decimate, convert to mesh. Remesh. Oh, I should have, yeah. combine all of this, combine into a single image and then remesh. Voxel size, whatever you like. It's gonna be really super high quality. Yeah, you can then play around with this idea, trying to turn it into different art style. You don't need to do this, but I just want to show you. Crumble, and another thing, take a screenshot. Square image. I think you can colorize the image beforehand. If it's grayscale, I don't know if it's becoming colorful with this. Anyhow, if you have like super high density mesh and you want to colorize, use sculpt mode and just colorize it using paint. Right click, start painting on it. It's just really fast. It's seems like some process is like multiple time, right? You do this multiple time. But if art is about expressing yourself, the final result seems to be really important in the end, you know. For whatever reason, maybe the final result needs to match your client's expectations, or you just want to express yourself with no particular, there is no aim. Think about it like animal in nature, right? Birds, whatever animals, they don't think about how to make money or something. Well, with human being and their idea of everything needs to make money and productive, they made up this idea about money, that you need to work really hard and then you have to earn money. With animals, other animals, non-human, like birds, they just do their own things. They have their own simple functions. Of course, they need to survive in nature, but sometimes they also fail. So yeah, what I'm saying is some artwork seems to be, you know, like wandering around. You don't really see the result, but it's the expressive nature of it, like to show what with what skill you have, and then you just want to project that into some kind of artwork. And normally you think about the final products. Maybe there is no final product. After you learn about AI and stuff, your final products can be remixed further, and it's gonna morph into different state of artworks. Okay, yeah, it's become like this. I don't hate this one. I'm just gonna keep it. It's already becoming colorful, but if I want to keep a bit of my art style, you know, this, remove this color fragmented. Surrealism scrap, that's really cool. Sounds really cool. I just use the one from, I use Meta AI to give example art style based on, you know, some example, and it's gonna expand the idea and then make more styles that I can just copy paste. I could have a read and then make changes. I could make it realistic, hyper realistic, maybe add some objects, add whatever text prompt, and hopefully the final result's gonna be more or less interesting. This guy, let's say I'm happy with that sculpt mode. Cloth filter, I like to do this for no particular reason. It's just pretty interesting. Cloth simulations, pretty interesting. Of course, there are other simulations, different algorithm, but you know, just because we can. Let me think. Oh yeah, grease pencil. I haven't talked much about the grease pencil part. So file, import, USD, download. So back to this guy. Feather, extract. I figure out this thing myself, which is pretty cool. I know I can smooth it and just Command L, copy modifier. I think that's quite profound, right? Convert to curve, convert to grease pencil. Once it's become grease pencil, you know the drill, right? Grease pencil is very powerful. You can give a color, I believe. It's a bit heavy. Grease pencil is heavy on the Mac OS. Yeah, look at this. Random. But anyhow, it still works on a Mac. It's a bit slow. Maybe we need to reduce the resolution of this guy. However, we can sculpt. We can go to sculpt mode and then change the thickness of the stroke. If we hold Control, it's gonna make it thinner, and yeah, it's gonna do it in both directions. So probably I should just combine this into a single objects. Now it's a bit faster. The stroke that I draw spatially using Apple Vision Pro and Air Paint app now becoming a grease pencil stroke. So I can adjust the thickness this way. If you like doodle, you know, like drawing doodle, like strokes like this is very, very powerful. So Control, hold Control, make it thinner, make it thicker. Yeah, you know that. And then you can convert back into Bezier curve. Oh, error, no valid. Okay, that's okay. That's fine. All right, it's only converting a single layer. Merge all, convert to Bezier curve. Okay, we have this now. This guy can be extruded. As you can see, it keeps the stroke size radius as well. So you can then remesh. Yeah. Anyhow, that's the whole process. Hopefully you find this useful. So from mindless doodle, it's not mindless. This is like doing it in spatially. It feels amazing. It feels amazing to be able to do this on air, and it's very, very accurate. And then able to bring it back into Blender and then reprocess the whole thing. And then if you have something in mind, you can always restylize it. You can remix it into other things. Some people probably in the final, they want to see this animated, so that's something you can think about as well. Animate your stroke in 3D in Blender and then re-export it. So it never ends until you're tired of the idea and then find something new. So that's the whole art process. Hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.